Hunter, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, we're so glad to have you. Just letting people know he's from St. Louis, Missouri, and of course his mom as well. And we have to tell you, we found out from Kat, that you are, moving up in the Hollywood world, and she told us about how you were going to be to watch your SWAT. At S
Oh
period.
yeah.
So we're thinking, oh, this is cute. It's Kat's son, and we're gonna
Right.
watch him and see what he does. Hey, let me tell you something, Hunter. You're fabulous in it. And you blew
Oh,
us away because your
thank
voice.
Your
you.
voice, you got a great voice, and I was expecting like a younger voice, a higher pitched voice, and you got this
Mm.
amazing voice. And I'm 59, brother, and I get this voice that sounds like I'm 18, and it drives me crazy. It feels like I haven't reached
Yeah.
puberty yet.
You got the
And
ladies'
Wow.
man's voice. The ladies go crazy over it. But you were okay. So if anybody has not watched the SWAT episode, is there? Do we name it something if someone wants to look it up, or do we just hit SWAT
It's
Hunter
just
Yeah,
SWAT.
no,
Sansone?
it's actually available to stream now on CBS All Access. It's CBS's streaming service where all of their episodes and shows go after they air live. And my episode, it's season 4, episode 3, and the episode's called "The Black Hand Man."
Okay.
And that, yeah,
Well, we were so proud. I mean, we were like looking at
She's
each other
beaming
going,
right now, Hunter.
yeah.
She's beaming.
Because we're looking and we're thinking, because really, honestly, we were watching it because we know your mom and we're like, and
right.
this is his son. You were fabulous. Your mom was right to get into acting. You're fantastic. You played the role so well. You even cried. Remember when he
You
got
guys are so sweet. Thank you, thank you.
No, we're not tooting your horn because you're on air with
you
us
have
right
three
now.
of your biggest fans in the studio
We
right
can be
now.
pretty critical, brother. Let
Yeah,
me
we
tell
could
you.
be super critical. We thought,
Not me, but no.
You were really, really good. So, but what the great thing is now that we're so glad that we actually watched that because
Hmm.
then we sat down to watch your new movie while you're here today, which is Safety, playing on Disney Plus, and you are a different character in this
Yes.
movie. So it's really showed us your different qualities and strengths of how good you are, or I should say great at acting.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. I definitely enjoy going from one thing and doing something completely different. That's what I want to try to carry with me as I move on in my career. I definitely don't want to be put in a box or anything like that. And that's what I love so much, to go from, that role in SWAT to something like Safety, and then my role in Stargirl when you're in a superhero world, all these different kind of areas. That's what I enjoy, and it keeps me on my toes, and that's hopefully what I get to continue to do throughout the rest of my career.
So I need to know one of the opening scenes where you come into play in the movie.
Hmm.
We went from SWAT, it was kind of cool, almost kind of criminal like to the bad boy, to the dance scene with the pillow. So how about your dad and your uncles giving you a little bit of hassle on that opening scene?
Oh, they were cracking up. Some of my family got together. I wasn't able to get together with them, but they were really enjoying the whole mention to the Italian heritage and
I'll bet.
food, and where I come from, not taking the food in. So they were really enjoying that stuff. It's fun, I love being able to honor where I come from, being an Italian, and bring those types of characters to life on screen. It's really cool to watch for myself, and it's really cool to see my family take that stuff in.
Oh, I can only imagine. And what a great opportunity. It's one thing when you play a role on a series, or you're going to do so much. We're going to be watching you just grow, and more movies and shows coming your way. But how was that feeling of playing a role in a movie that is a true story? That has to be so powerful to be part of that.
That's exactly what it was. It was extremely powerful. We were all talking about it. Jay and TJ and Corinne and everybody that was a part of the project. We would sit there and be like, all right, this is inspired by a true story. We got to do it the proper respect and honor that it deserves. And for Daniel personally, he was inspired by a combination of a few different people. So it wasn't one specific person. So with that, I had a little bit more freedom with my choices with how I was going to bring him to life. Jay and TJ, on the other hand, who play Ray and Famor, they are based off of very specific individuals, so they had to, stay very rigid with how they brought them to life on screen. But it was an honor. We had the real Ray McElrathbey on set with us.
Oh, wow.
He was working out with us in the hotel gym every other day, getting us in football shape. Even though you don't see me play much football on screen, he really wanted us to kind of develop that family and brotherhood camaraderie. And so it was really cool. It adds a whole other element of respect and a whole other level up when you're like, hey, the guy that this story is based off of is here right now, putting in his time, working hard, so you better do it the respect that it deserves. So that was a really cool element of the whole process.
I bet you made some great friends.
Oh, absolutely. We all keep in touch till this day, and we all want to work together again. I mean, it's a great group of people, and Reggie Hudlin, the director, is from Swiss, and so that was cool pairing up with him. And it's a little family for sure.
Well, Hunter, let me ask you this. So this is a true story, and so let's put you in this position now. You get to pick someone that you would like to play in a true story. Who would that be?
Ooh.
Wow, I love that question, because someone asked me what's the next type of role I want to play, and I said I would love to jump into the shoes of a specific person, like the J role, playing Ray. And I didn't even think about who it would be. That's such a great one. I really need to think on that. But I think it would be fun to play a really historical, amazing, legendary actor. Maybe like a Marlon Brando, a Paul Newman.
I was just going to say, I was praying you were going to say Marlon Brando, because when he asked you that question, I'm like, Marlon Brando, young Marlon Brando. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would love to bring him to life if they did a life story on him. I think maybe the looks could be pulled off, and just dive into that. I really enjoy that. I love doing the research and locking down the mannerisms and the vocal inflections and all sorts of things like that. That's what I want to do next. And so if I had the choice, it would probably be someone like Brando.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Awesome.
I know Kathleen has a question, but I have to laugh because it was so, we how many times did we chuckle at your comebacks when they would say, "You're a football player?" And we just kept, because that was kind of a continuous hit on you the whole time with that, and that was fantastic.
I really like that you, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying I agree. There were actually all of those throughout the film, but they didn't make it. We had a 3-hour movie, and so they had to cut 1 hour of footage to obviously make it playable.
Wow.
So a lot of great scenes did not make the movie, unfortunately, and that's just how it goes. But I still feel like they came out with a beautiful and touching storyline. But yeah, there were a lot more moments where little Famar is giving me trouble about that, and it was a cute older little brother dynamic that we had going.
Wasn't he? He was adorable. They did a fantastic job as well. You really worked with such a great crew, and I loved when he was in the background there in the room, and all the plays were being talked about, and he had caught the tugging of the shirt, whenever.
Yeah,
they were both brilliant. The brother was brilliant, and his little brother. I mean, just the whole show. I'll tell you the truth. We had a really, really long day. We've had lots of long days with work lately. And so we knew we wanted to watch it, and we turned it on late last night. And Gordon goes, "Oh my gosh, I hope I can stay awake." And I said, "Me too." We were wide awake.
Wide awake.
We actually teared up a few times.
Wow.
We there was no way we were going to not finish the movie. I mean, we were wide awake. And after it was over, we even had the credits running for a while because we loved, at the end, things were playing, and we even were listening to the music and watching that. That's how much it took us a little while. When you watch a good movie and you're really excited about it, and I love true stories, sometimes it takes me a little bit to come out of it, and you kind of got to wind down with a little bit. You're not just ready to walk away from it. So I have to say, anybody who's listening, it is truly an exceptional movie. And we're not saying this just because you're on. We were saying it before you ever got on air with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And nobody even knew we were talking to anybody. It was just quiet in here. We talked about how great it is. So
that is such a compliment. I really appreciate that. I'm happy to hear it. Yeah, the credits, they get you in the credits. They got some emotional music, and then
Yes.
they're honoring also. I don't want to spoil
Right.
what the credits are all about, but I mean, it's a good one all around. I mean, it's hard to look at it from an outside point of view, obviously, given that I'm so personally attached to it. But I try to put wrap my head around it and be like, so if that wasn't me, how would I feel about the movie? And I'm a sucker for underdog sports films, so I would love it. But it's still hard for me to judge that from my point of view.
I think it's going to be a classic. Everybody's going to want to keep that one. Kathleen, you have a
Oh, no, I was
question?
going to say it's right there with Rudy. It's right there with Rudy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick question for you in the process. You as main characters go, you're kind of the sidekick. You're the roommate. You're the sidekick. Was that more comfortable playing than the lead role, or how does that play out as an actor?
Is that more comfortable for me to play the sidekick?
Right. Exactly. Or do you prefer to be the leading man? Is what I'm trying to ask.
I think he wants to be the leading man for sure.
They all want to be the lead guy.
I want to be a leading man if it were possible.
No, I meant as far as from a creative standpoint, does that give you a lot more leeway to maybe throw
there you
some
go.
things in there that you may not be able to, do?
Yeah, no, I understand absolutely what you're saying, and for me, it's not necessarily one or the other. I enjoy really if there's something that I sign on for. If I attach myself to the project, I sign the dotted line, and we're going to do this thing, then I'm excited about it, whatever it is. May it be a supporting lead like safety, may it be a lead role, may it be a guest star like SWAT, or a good-sized role like Stargirl. It all really, if I decide to sign on, I'm excited about it creatively. And, yes, of course, the goal and my, if I had my choice, I like having as much to work with as possible and having a lot of storyline and a lot of character development. And that tends to be with the lead character because you have the story surrounding you. You have the most work that you need to dive into. So for that reason, yes, of course, the lead role is always ideal because I love the work. I love what I'm doing. I love getting into the process and the homework and things like that. And you have more of that. You have more character development. You have more vocal inflections. You have more, little nuance movements that you need to get down when you're playing the lead. And so, yes, that's always ideal, and that's part of the plan, and that happens and will happen more in the future. But the supporting role is fantastic because you get to, I got to work with an accent, which is awesome.
Yes, we noticed that. We picked up on it right away.
Yeah, so you can do that stuff regardless of what type of role you're in. So for me, it's just being able to have something that excites me and challenges me, because that's my goal. I always want to be on my toes. I always want to be challenged. I don't want to be content, because I believe, when you're content kind of with where you're at, there's not much growth. So
Yeah.
I personally want to continue to have things that scare me a little bit and challenge me, because I'm like, wow, all right, I got to bring to life this accent. And yes, I had worked on the accent because I know that I have an Italian look, and I knew the chances of one day having to do an accent based on my appearance would be good. So I was kind of prepared with that. But I love that stuff all around. It's just an honor to bring characters to life and jump into the shoes of different people. I mean, that's why I got into this, is because I never found something that I liked when I was a kid. I would always jump from one thing to the other. I was either playing sports or I was out on my farm with animals. One day, I was interested in this. Oh, it'd be cool to be an astronaut. It'd be cool to be a doctor. It'd be cool to do all these things. And so one day it kind of clicked for me, and this is really actually how it happened. I was like, well, if I'm an actor, each day or each month or however often, I can be all these different people.
Yeah.
I can go be an astronaut for 4 months on set of a Netflix movie, and they're going to teach me all about it. And then I can go be a professional baseball player the next day. And then I can go be an astronaut, go be a doctor, go be all these different things. And that's just kind of lines up with my desires and loving all these different areas of
You can just
life.
play one on TV.
That was going to be my question to you. It was like when your mom said, it was kind of, talk to you about being an actor, and you thought about being an actor. I was thinking, what were you thinking at that time? Is that something you thought could even be a possibility? But you just kind of answered my question.
Can it be all that? Gordon, by the way, Hunter, is very, very, very jealous of your hair.
Yeah, it's brother. I did have hair back in the 80s.
I think he wanted to run his fingers through it.
Me and your mom both
God.
did the 80s music thing scene. So,
Well, that's crazy.
I think
My
you were
mom
like
and dad.
9 years old. Oh, my gosh. You were like, I was at your house giving your mom some music one time on a computer. She wanted all this background music, and I was giving her some music
Right.
on a computer. And you were just a little guy.
Running around
the house. Just crazy.
That's so funny. Yeah, I was all into my sports and my animals at that age. Like when my mom first brought up acting to me, because she was the one who did. She, she's a singer and in that whole world, and she'd bring it up to me. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, like I want to play sports. I want to, do that. I had the plan of being a professional soccer player one day or something like that. And so I just, would ignore it. But Mama knows best, man. And
Yes,
one
she
thing led
did.
to another.
And now you can do all those things right on television or movie. Well, we are your biggest cheerleaders right now. We are going to keep watching you soar. And hopefully, as you get bigger and bigger, and you're going to come back and talk about your movies with us little people that'll be still here.
Oh, stop.
And we'll
Of
remember the
course.
time we talked about you playing Marlon Brando when you
Yes,
actually
Hey,
do play him.
when you actually get that role, we're going to make sure that you remember and your mom remembers. You're going to come back to tell us how it happened. So,
No, 100%. St. Louis supports its own, man. I appreciate it, and it's an honor to chat with you guys.
well, you are a brilliant, handsome young man, and we're excited for you. Thank you for taking some time to talk with us, and we'll keep spreading the word ourselves about you. And gosh, getting to play with Luke Wilson and people like that, we're so jealous. So,
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, Stargirl season 2 sometime in 2021. Don't have a set date, but be on the lookout for that on the CW.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Hunter. We appreciate it. Give your mom a big hug for us. Stay healthy and well, and we'll look next for your next movie as well. Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys. All the best. Take care.
All right, bye.
All right, bye-bye.
That was Hunter Sansone. What a cool guy. What an
Super
incredibly
cool.
intelligent young man as well. I mean, his speaking. And then, again, you guys need to watch SWAT if you haven't, because the difference from the role in Safety that we watched to him in SWAT are two completely different roles, and he did them both brilliantly. So congratulations to him and to his proud mom, I'm sure, and his whole family. Is a huge family. So they're all going, yep, that's my nephew, that's my son, that's my... All right, well, it's 11 o'clock. Grover's going to have a fit if we don't take it to break.
That's right. So you're listening to